welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, my daughter is actually going to make wax seals. So wax seals have become a big thing lately. Lots of creators have been creating with them. A lot of the ones that I have seen have been using a wax seal starter kit from Spellbinders. Their wax kit is called Sealed. It's about $50. It comes with a furnace, which is the thing that holds your spoon. It comes with a melting spoon. It comes with a good amount of gold wax beads, and I believe it comes with one stamper, and then it comes in a really pretty box. And like I said, it's about $50. The one I'm showing you here, I actually purchased on Amazon. So I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I will put that in the description below the video. But I am just going through, technically my daughter is going through, and she is showing you all the things that I received in this particular wax seal kit that I purchased off of Amazon. It came with the 10 tea lights. It came with the furnace, which is in her hands right now. It came with those tweezers that she showed you previously. It came with the spoon. I believe it came with 5 stamps, and then 1 handle. It came with that canvas little bag, burlap bag you see at the top. It came with all of those wax beads you see in that case. And it came with a container of glitter, which I cannot seem to get open. I'm terrified to work really hard to get it open just because I don't want to spill glitter everywhere. And then it came with those 2 pins those two markers, the gold and the silver. So some of these wax beads are pearlescent, and some of them are just a straight, I guess you could say flat color. About every other one is pearlescent, which is really, really pretty. And so she is going to kind of walk you through how to make some wax melts. And we are going to go ahead and get into it. So let's do that. So the only thing that this kit did not come with was the lighter. But that is the only thing that it did not come with. So she's lit her little tea light, and she has placed 4 wax beads in there. She did 2 of the pearlescent, I guess teal color, a white, and then a pearlescent pink. I I made a birthday card, not a Father's Day card. I made a birthday card for my father-in-law, and I wanted to seal it with a wax seal. And I thought what I put on there said "with love." It actually said "good luck." So after making that mistake, I went through and all of these little stamps, I did 2 things. If they were one that had words, I actually wrote the word in permanent marker on the top of the wax seal on the stamp. And if they had a direction, I put a line toward the top, so that if I was ever going to actually stamp this onto an envelope and not have it just be loose, I wouldn't make that same mistake. And that has really helped me a lot. So here she's showing you that those seals, those stamps actually come off. They unscrew. And we are just going to let this wax melt. When you place your stamper in the puddle of wax, you just set it in there. You don't have to press it. You don't have to wiggle it. You don't have to do anything. Just the weight of the handle and the metal stamper itself does the work for you. You don't have to do anything else to it. So here, her wax is all melted, and she's going to go ahead and pour it. So I'm kind of directing her on where to pour this. She mixed the colors all by herself. She chose the colors. She chose which ones she wanted to do what with. I just kind of let her play. She is 11, and I trusted her to be able to do this. Granted, I supervised her, but from now on, she could do it herself. So this is a very simple process. It's a very forgiving process, and actually it's a lot of fun, and it is very like soothing and satisfying, just to kind of pour that wax out and see how it flows, and to make a bunch of these. It was just very fun, very relaxing, and quite frankly, quite addictive. So be warned, you're not going to be able to make just one. It's kind of like Lay's potato chips. You can't make just one. So she poured that out. This is a right-handed spoon. I believe that either Honeybee Stamps or Spellbinders is in the process of working on a left-handed pouring spoon. But this is a right-handed. And all she did was pour that in a puddle, and she is going to set her stamp in there and not wiggle it. We're just going to leave it there. We are working on my glass board, so that is a perfect surface. You can use a Teflon sheet. Oh, that's something else that the sealed kit from Spellbinders has, is it has a Teflon sheet for you to actually pour your wax onto. So you can use a Teflon sheet or a, what's the word? It's like a rubber, it'll come to me, or a glass mat. So to be forewarned, that spoon is really, really hot. It is really hot. Think of like a hot glue gun times like 5. It is very, very, very hot. So to start, to clean the spoon, she put a paper towel in there and kind of spun it around to get the wax out. But she was going to kind of mix more colors that would go well together, so she didn't need to clean it out entirely. If you are going to use colors that you don't want to have mix, then you want to make sure you clean it out completely and just use a paper towel to do so. And just be sure that you do not touch it because it is extremely, extremely hot. So this time she put in 2 hot pink and 2 like green. When you make your very first melt, you want to put at least 4 beads in. At least 4 beads. When you go to make subsequent ones, if you still have wax in there, you can sometimes get away with 3. We will see in one of these melts that we make, or one of these seals that we make, that it does not work. It might actually, no, it's not this one. I think it's the next one. It didn't work as well. There just wasn't enough wax there. And I think we only put 3 in. It just didn't work as well. So again, you don't have to press, you just lay the tool in there. So by the time that these other ones melt, you're usually able to go ahead and peel the other one off. And it should just pop right off. It should pop right off of your surface, and it should pop right off of the wax, off of the seal, off of the stamp, my word. If it doesn't, and you'll see that in one of these, it's not ready yet. You just need to leave it alone and let it cool some more. If it's warm, don't even try. It needs to be cool to the touch before you try to peel this off. So this is the one where she goes to make it, and it doesn't work so well. This one, she did like a couple of peach, like a blue, and I think what was left in the spoon still. And when she pours this one, it's very interesting. She says, "This one reminds me of something we'd see at the beach, Mom." I was like, yeah, it probably does. Yeah, this is the one where we only put 3 beads in, and it doesn't have enough. It definitely needed 4. And I think we did 3, we did 4, and we even did 5. And 5 seems to be a bit much. I think continuing to put 4 in each time is probably the right amount for these size beads and these size wax stamps. I think these are about 1 inch, and so that seems to work the best for us. I think with the sealed from Spellbinders, a lot of the creators that I saw that were working with that, they would start with 4 and then they would just put 3 in after that, and that still worked for them. That doesn't work for us with the ones that we're making. I don't know if we're just doing something a little different, but this is what worked with us for our particular kit. So I think this is the one where we were trying to peel it off and it took a long time. Yeah, this is the one where she tries to peel it off and it's a bit of a struggle. So that probably just means that it wasn't cool enough, because it should pop right off and she's having to kind of like pry it off. So if you're struggling that much, just leave it alone for a little bit longer so that it can cool some more. And notice that like there's nothing left on that stamper. It's clean. So you don't have to go back and like clean these off or take anything off of them. They're clean every time. So this one I think says with love on it. And these are not like when candle wax cools, it can be sort of brittle. This is not like this. This is almost, I guess for lack of better words, rubbery. That's not really an accurate description, but it's the best one I can come up with. It's almost rubbery. So it's not going to break. It'll bend, it'll flex, but it's not going to break. So she's just going to clean out her spoon one more time. And let's talk about something. So she's got this one cooling that we discovered really didn't have enough wax in it. So one of the things that you can do if you make a seal, and you're not super happy with it, cut it up into little sections and remelt it. You can totally do that. Just take a pair of scissors and cut it into pieces and remelt it. It's totally possible. It works. It doesn't mess anything up. It is absolutely fine. And it is a way to not waste your product. So that is just a tip that I learned from watching, I think, Jennifer McGuire. So in this one, she wanted to make double sure that she had enough. And she's going to do a rose out of this one. And she put in like 3 burgundy looking beads, or maybe 2 burgundy beads and 2 of the burgundy and 2 of kind of that orangey red. And this one is really, really pretty. Actually, I think she put a gold in there. I think she did one of the orangey reds, 2 burgundy, and a gold. And it is really, really pretty. So she wanted to kind of play in the wax, let's be real. And so she used the tweezers to kind of help move the wax around, which is totally possible. If you want to have a marbled look, be careful on how much you fiddle with it. Be careful on how much you move it around, because you'll end up just blending it all together and making a new color, as opposed to having all of the colors in there just mixed, represented, but visible. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. If you mix it too much, you're going to have one homogeneous new color, as opposed to having all of the colors represented in one of the wax melts. So here is the rose that she did. She did the same thing, poured it out, set the stamper in it, didn't mess with it, let it cool. And here's the rose. And I think this rose and the first one that she did with the teal and the silver and the white, I think these 2 are my favorite. So it's really difficult to see some of these wax melts. We should have gotten or wax seals. I'm going to say wax melts all day long, y'all. Sorry about that. Oh no, this is the rose. The other one was I think it said love on it. This is the rose. And this one is probably my favorite. It is so, so pretty. She had gold and like a red in there and like a deep burgundy. So, so pretty. So we thought that maybe if we just let it cool in the spoon, it'll pop out like it does on the stampers. Yeah, don't do that. It didn't work. We were having to dig our nails in there to pry it out. Didn't work. So we ended up having to relight the candle, remelt the wax, and do what we were doing before with the paper towel to clean it. So just do as I say, not as I do, and go ahead and clean it while it's still hot. So she made a birthday card for her gran, who is her favorite person on the planet, and she wanted to make a wax seal to go in that. So she did a pearlescent green, pearlescent purple, and I think a pink, like a pearlescent pink. She did 4 beads, 2 of the purple, 2 of the pink, 1 of the green, 1 of the purple. And I told her, I was like, you may want to swirl that just a little bit. And so she swirled it just a little bit, and then she is going to do the rose because her gran is a fabulous gardener, and I thought the rose would be very fitting, and so did she, based on the card that she had made for her gran. So she's going to do the same thing, pour it out, set the stamper in there, and actually she's going to put it directly on the envelope. I forgot. So she is going to dump this out and put it directly on the envelope. That is the card that she made for her gran. She made that all by herself because they are awesome like this. So she's going to sit that in her envelope, and then she's going to seal it with her fabulous wax seal that she created. So she has poured her big petal, and she used 5 beads, 5 wax beads in there. And that was probably too much. Like I said, I think 4 is the perfect number, even if you're doing a seal that you're mixing colors from a previous seal. I think 4 is still the best number with this particular kit. So she's just going to let that sit on there. We learned our lesson. We're cleaning the spoon while it's hot. And then she will show you what the final product looked like. But again, this is something that even your kids can do. It is very relaxing, and I wanted to let them play with those. There will probably be another video where her brother makes some. And again, this is just something that you can kind of just relax and be creative without any pressure. You don't have to put them directly onto a envelope to begin with. You can just have them already made, and then when you're done, literally use some glue or some really strong double-sided tape to attach it to your card or your envelope. You don't have to do it directly onto your card to begin with. And in fact, my daughter said that she wanted to use these as like tokens. I told her she could keep all the ones she made. She was like, I'm going to use them as tokens. I was like, you do that. So she's going to show you all the ones she made. I probably should have had her get a little closer to the camera, but decisions were made. So she wanted to add some gold to this rose. So she's going to use this metallic marker that came in my kit. And I think the Spellbinders sealed kit also comes with a marker. I think. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember exactly. But this kit came with both. So she is being very, very careful. You do not have to be this careful. Like you can literally just run it over the side, which is what I'm going to show you. So she's going to finish this up and take a look at it and attempt to show the camera, but be out of focus. There we go. So that's what it looks like when it's all done. But I'm going to show you that you don't have to be that specific. You can just literally take the side of the marker and brush it over the raised surface. You don't have to be that particular. She was like, but Mom, you're already getting stuff on the end. And I was like, but look, if you get it before it's dry, it rubs right off, which is true. So you don't have to be quite so particular because, I mean, some of these lines are teeny, teeny, tiny. And so just using the edge of the brush gets the job done. So she's going to show you one that, like I said, is pretty ornate. So I told her to pick it up and see if it was hot or warm on the back, and she said it wasn't. So it wasn't wanting to pop off very easy, so we decided that let's just give it a couple more seconds. We'll let it dry for just a little bit longer, and then it pops right off. And I think this is my favorite one she made. And this is the rose. This is probably my favorite one she made. She decided that she wanted to put some silver on it. And so that one's really pretty. And that one looks when they would do these, when kings and royalty and dukes and people of olden times would do wax seals, they were not perfectly round. They were oblong and odd like this. And this is beautiful. So she's going to put some of her silver on there. She's going to wish everybody bye. And that is it. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We will catch you next time.